Okay, hi. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is AIMAN ILHAMI bin KHAIRUN from CS2594C. Today, we like to talk about our topic is animal recognition, which is for subject ISP560 machine learning. So, for introduction, the research typically involve collecting and annotating large dataset of animal image, developing and evaluating CNN that stand for convolutional neural network architectures, and incorporating additional information to improve performance. The fundamental goal is to create model that can classify animal accurately and robustly and apply this model to practical application. And advanced in deep learning of computer vision are expected to expand the field and have a greater impact on the various fields such as wildlife conservation, wildlife management, and veterinary medicine. So our objective is train a CNN to classify animal image by assigning a label or class. So the second our objective is train a CNN to recognize specific individual animals from image. So the third is identify appropriate activation function for neural network training, and last use a trained model of to predict the type of animal in new image. For our problem statement, we have researched that and we list some problem that we can identify. So the first is the difficulty in accurately identifying and classifying a large number of animal species with a very visual appearance. Second, difficulty in distinguishing between similar animal species, and we relying on personal knowledge and experience of expert for animal identification and classification. And for our last problem is uh, traditional method for animal recognition being limited in their accuracy and interpretability. So convolutional neural network architecture. Uh, a convolutional neural network architecture stand for CNN is deep learning class that process image and video data by extracting features and building a neural network. CNN model developed for this project has three convolutional layers and two hidden layers, which is called dense layers. Input is image of animal and will be separated into different part to check certain part of the image. CNN chosen for animal recognition to better understand how to solve certain problems in image recognition. File path for image gathered and arranged in a data frame to better evaluate image. Image also run through a processing phase of being resized and reshaped. The data frame split between training and testing set. Name of name array of animal species created to know the name of the animal from the test data after prediction. So the model generation phase, we have four different model generation, each with a different optimizer. The CNN architecture include convolutional layers, pooling layers, and fully connected layers. Activation function use a rectified linear unit, which is called ReLU and softmax. ReLU is applied for model optimization and efficiency, and softmax is applied to the final output layers for scenarios with several classification. So I will pass to next presenter to explain more about our project.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad ARFAN, and now I'll be explaining for the demo. Okay, first, the dataset that we use for our project is African wildlife, and the system architecture or the architecture which we have chosen for this project is CNN, which is convolutional neural network. And first of all, for the coding, first we will import all the libraries first, such as OS is for the file input, which is the directory of the file, and we use kgirl for the running of the project. After we done with the file path, then we will proceed to importing the library, which are matplotlib, pandas, numpy, and others. And then we will proceed to the data frame generation, which we will resize and reshape the image, which is done through image processing. And then we will split the images that come from the dataset into two types, which is the training dataset and testing dataset, which is X-train and Y-train, and then X-test and Y-test. Okay, so after the data frame is generated, we will input them into the data frame which we provided, which is decoder, into buffalo, elephant, rhino, and zebra. This will categorize the images according to this data frames. So we did a test to test whether the images can be absorbed through the X-train and Y-train, and the test results were shown clearly, such as elephant, elephant, zebra, and elephant. Okay, and then we reshape the images in the training and testing set. Now, for the model generation, we decided to use three types of optimizers, which are ADAM, NADAM, and SGD, and we did 4 types of testing using these optimizers. Okay, first we did the model using ADAM optimizer, and it showed an accuracy of 0.9892 for 10 epochs, and for NADAM optimizer it showed 0.9875 using 10 epochs, and for SGD it showed 0.6042 accuracy using 10 epochs. Now, for these models, we did a few test runs, which means few rounds of testing, and most of the testing, it showed that NADAM was the best optimizer out of them, even though it says that NADAM is lesser than the ADAM optimizer. But out of 4 out of 5 testing rounds we did, the NADAM shows the best accuracy. So in the end, we decided to use NADAM optimizer using 10 epochs to run the confusion matrix. So here we did another run using the NADAM optimizer, and the accuracy showed 0.9992, which is close to 1. And then for the plotting of the graph, we use matplotlib, and down here it will generate the confusion matrix, the coding that generates the confusion matrix using the training and testing dataset. Okay, so for the experiments were conducted using a dataset of 1,504 animal images consisting of 4 different species, which I mentioned earlier in the demo, which are buffalo, elephant, rhino, and zebra. The data was split into test and training sets, and different CNN architectures were built, or models are built and trained using various optimizers such as ADAM, NADAM, and SGD. And out of all the optimizers, the best performing model was NADAM, and it was chosen to predict the testing dataset. Okay, as mentioned earlier, the NADAM shows the best model accuracy out of all the testing optimizers that we have tested on most of the models. And the model loss shows between the training and validation. Validation means testing. There's a huge gap between the training and validation set for NADAM, but it does not matter, because what matters the most is the accuracy for the training and the validation. Now for the confusion matrix, so this is the testing confusion matrix that we derive from using NADAM optimizer. And as you can see, one of the conclusions we derive is buffalo and zebra are predicted most correctly. So if we
focus on the data frame. The data frame is arranged according to buffalo, elephant, rhino, and zebra. So buffalo is 0, 1 is elephant, 2 is rhino, and zebra is 3. And how to clarify that number 1 is correct is you can see that 0, 0, which is buffalo, has a high accuracy on it, which shows that it's blue, dark blue color, which notifies that it has the best correctly categorized according to its own category. So you can see that buffalo, which is 0, 0, and zebra, which is 3, 3, they have the most predicted, most correctly predicted classes out of all the out of the rest of the animal classes. And rhinos are predicted nicely, but some are predicted as elephant, which is odd. Okay, so for rhinos, they are number 2. So 2 and 2, you can see it is 49, but it also shows that it is in the area of 1, which is elephant. So some rhinos are predicted as elephants also. Now, number 3, the elephant is not predicted well. We can see it has been mispredicted as rhino. Okay, elephant, which is 2, 2. The number for elephant is 19, which is quietly low, and most of the elephants are predicted as rhino, which is 37, and most of them are classified as rhinos. Now, number 4, the zebra has been mispredicted in some cases as elephant. So zebra is 3, and you can see that zebra is number 3 and elephant is number 1. And some cases of zebra are predicted as elephant, which is 11, but mostly zebras are predicted correctly. And also, not to mention, the experiment we did for the CNN, we used 3 convolutional layers and 2 hidden layers. Okay, so that is all for the confusion matrix. Thank you.
Thank you, ARFAN, for demoing our experiment code. So I will continue this presentation. So for our experiment, the hyperparameter that we used in our experiment were the number of epoch and hidden layers. The number of epoch indicate how many times the entire dataset was trained before being displayed to the network. The number of epoch increased until it reached its accuracy validation, at which point it began to decrease. We did 4 different model generation. The first 3 model generation, we decided to use 10 epoch using different type of optimizer. The fourth model, we use 10 epoch using the NORDIN optimizer because it showed the best accuracy among the other optimizer. The batch size used for all model is 20. So for this slide, I will talk about our solution strength and weakness. So first thing first, our solution strength is the solution achieve high accuracy with the N-Adam optimizer performing the best at 100% training accuracy. The solution use a sequential framework with several layers for model building, which allow for flexibility in adjusting the model architecture to improve performance. And the last strength for our solution is the solution use a confusion matrix to evaluate the model performance, providing a clear picture of the model's ability to correctly predict each species of animal. And other than that, I will talk about the weakness of our solution. The weakness is the solution had difficulty correctly identifying elephant and rhino, as the model misclassified these species. This could be due to the fact that both species have similar color and symmetrical shape, which make them challenging to disguise. And other than that, the model mispredict the zebra as an elephant in some cases, which indicate that the model struggle to differentiate between these two species as well. And last, for the weakness is the solution use a small data set of 1000 for animal image, which may not be representative of the entire population of animal and could limit the generalizability of the model prediction. In conclusion, the research on animal recognition using convolutional neural network, as known as CNN, is a rapidly growing field in computer vision. CNN are well suited for this task because they can learn complex pattern and feature from image. The research typically involves training a CNN on a large dataset of image of animals and then using the trained model to classify the new image of animal. The most common use case is to identify the species of an animal, but other applications include identifying individual animal and monitoring animal population. The research has focused on improving the performance of CNN for animal recognition by using large datasets, fine-tuning pre-trained models, and incorporating additional information such as contextual information and attention mechanism. Additionally, there is some research on using learning method to improve the generalization ability of the model on different datasets with different distribution from the trained dataset. The goal of this research is to create models that can accurately identify and classify different animals and apply this model to practical applications such as wildlife conservation, wildlife management, and veterinary medic. The research has made significant progress in achieving this goal, but there are still challenges to overcome, such as correctly identify similar looking species and developing models that can generalize well to new image. Overall, animal recognition using CNN is an active and exciting area of research with many potential applications, and with advance in deep learning and computer vision, it is expected to have a greater impact on a variety of fields. So that's all from us. Thank you.